Hi, I'm Lori Hammond. I help people stop habits and addictions they don't want and start habits they do want so they can become addicted to living life to the fullest. Today I'm going to teach you a craving aversion technique. This technique is going to take something, a food or a substance that you feel out of control around right now, something you just can't say no to, and turn it into something that you just could care less about. You might even find that you end up being repulsed by it by the end of this short exercise. So be careful what you choose because this exercise does work. All right, the key to making this successful is to play pretend. Fully engage your imagination and be silly. Pretend I'm in the room with you and talk back to me when I ask you questions. Start by thinking of the time when you crave this substance the very most. Put yourself in that time in your imagination. Close your eyes and really experience that craving and that longing for that food or substance. When you really have that dialed in, I want you to reach out and turn the knob up on that craving and let yourself experience it even more. Remember, just be playful with this. Okay, now that you're really craving that substance, imagine that it's right in front of you, that you're holding it in your hands, and tell me, how bad do you want that on a scale of 1 to 10? Go ahead and answer me out loud. Good. Now, I want you to pretend that you store that craving somewhere in the space around you. If you could point at where that craving is stored, where would it be? Go ahead and point right now. Okay, good. Now, I want you to trace the shape of that thing. Just look at it in the space where you store it and trace the shape of it with your fingers. Okay, good. Now, tell me, is there a color associated with that? What's your first impression of the color? Good. There might not be a color, but if there is, what would it be? Is there a sound associated with it? Is that thing making any sound? While you're trying to figure this out, look right at that spot and tell me if there's a sound. And is there a movement? If so, describe that movement to me. Okay, now really stare at that spot, focus on it, and while you do, think about the way that you feel inside when you look at that spot in the space around you. You're doing awesome. Now, I want you to shake it off. Think about the weather outside for a minute. Okay, good. Now, you're going to think about the most disgusting, vile thing you can conjure up in your mind. Close your eyes and let yourself think of something so disgusting that if I was in the room next to you, you wouldn't be able to tell me. Make it so gross that it triggers your gag reflex and you are just completely repelled by it. Now open your eyes and point at where that is stored in the space around you. Okay, now trace the outline of it with your fingers. If it's far away, you can trace it from a distance, but really stare at that spot and notice how you feel inside. Now tell me, is there a sound associated with that spot? And is there a color associated with that spot? How about a movement? Is it moving in any way? If so, describe that movement to me. Okay, now what you're going to do is look back at the spot where you store the craving and watch that spot, physically track it with your eyes as it moves into the area where you store that disgusting thing. Watch the colors mix together and the sounds meld together and the movements take on the characteristics of that disgusting thing as that craving is swallowed up by the disgusting thing and takes on all those same characteristics. Okay, now, again, I want you to imagine that I'm offering you that food or substance that you used to crave and notice how you feel now. What if I moved it even closer to you? Imagine bringing it closer to you and notice how you feel about that thing now. It's a pretty amazing technique, isn't it? Okay, I have a challenge for you. I want to make more of these videos for my email list, and I'd like to know what your #1 struggle is that you would like me to help you with. Experience shows that when you act immediately, you have a way better chance of being successful. So I encourage you to email me right now. Don't wait, just send me a quick email and share your #1 struggle. Or you can share how well this video worked for you. I would love to interact with you and get to know you, and I respond to all my emails. Thanks so much. I hope you have a fantastic day.